Good morning. It is October 15th. We have a new crowd on the butterfly bouquet. I'll give you a little shot of them. There's 6 of them on here. We have a green one, a pink one. We have two on a swing, which is one you can see right there, and one that is right there. Okay, this is a week or two later than the last video I made. And then I have this little girl here and this one over here, which is hanging from a seed pod. There are the seed pods that I was telling you about. And when it gets really warm, when they're all brown, they pop or explode and spread seeds everywhere. So today, I'm trying to capture this little girl right here. The green one on the left, which is, let's see if I can find her with my finger. There. That one right there. She looks like she's going to come out today. Her wing arch is yellow. There's a shadow on it right now, so you can't really see the color. Let me see if I can shine a flashlight on her. I'm not really that good and high-tech on turning the camera light on and videoing at the same time. So I am depending on the manual methods. Okay, this is the light shining on her. And it's not picking up real good. But I think maybe you can see the yellow wing. And while we're doing this, I have another little girl that I just videoed, but just touching her. There she is. She's coming out of her hide. She's sliding out of her hide. So I'm going to go ahead and try to just keep the camera on the one that may eventually start to begin to emerge, and also catch another one that is on her swing and coming out of her skin. That's her up on the top right corner. The skin is sliding up her midsection right now. I hope you can see that. It doesn't always stay in focus. That's not me doing that. That's the Samsung video doing that. They just didn't really do a good job on this model. I liked my other one better. But there she is. She's going to wiggle a lot. You can see the swing now. It's just one single strand. And it goes completely around her body. It's not attached to her body. She's actually just sitting in it, like children sit on a swing. And it's holding her up and giving her leverage to wiggle out of that old exoskeleton. And when it's done, her head is going to be at the bottom, and her feet are going to still be attached to the branch or the twig, whatever you want to call it. Now that section that you see that's getting wide, almost looks like a little behind, that is her wing arch. And it's going to continue to expand until it looks like a pair of wings are folded inside of it. And she's going to look like a little chicken without feathers for a while. And the way that this skin moves up her body, it already is beginning to collect at the top of the twig. And it's going to create a fake face like a bird. Now remember, these are the butterflies that go with my video, God's Signature on Butterflies' Wings, that I've already posted. I mentioned in there and showed and pointed out to y'all that these are the butterflies that have a branch, a bird nest, and 2 bird eggs on these butterflies' wings. Hence the name God's Signature on Butterflies' Wings. It's almost as if the Creator signed his work. And that's the way I'm taking it. Natural selection cannot do this. And of course you know what I mean by this. This is the Darwin theory. Evolution. Natural selection. Natural selection can't do this. There's no absolute purpose for a butterfly to have bird nest and bird eggs painted on their wings being expressed through their genetic code. There's no absolute reason that natural selection could choose to do that. What would be the purpose of it? None. So God signed these butterflies with his own marks. And there you see the wing arch is beginning to get larger. She's going to keep applying a lot of pressure until they puff up. Now, her head is at that little tail. The tail is not her head. Her head is a little further down because, let me bring you down to one that's getting ready to emerge, and I'll show you where her eyes are. You see that section that looks puffy at the point at the bottom? Well, right here. That's her eyes. Her eyes are so big. When she comes out, her eyes are going to be half the size, if not more, of her face. So let me keep this right here on her for a while, since the other one doesn't seem to want to emerge right now. We'll watch her do the whole process if we can. And I really don't care how long this video goes. I don't have a whole lot of space. I have deleted some videos that were not really ready, such as that one on the left, the green one at the bottom left. I thought she was going to come out about an hour ago. She had a little movement going on, and her cocoon is extremely dry, and it's turning brown at the tip, which tells me that she's going to be opening the hatch real soon. Now, it's overcast today. We had sun for about 10 minutes. Sometimes just the sun coming out will warm them up like they're cuddled in a blanket. And they'll get warm and detect that it's time to come out. And then they'll just start trying to exert pressure and push themselves out through the bottom hatch. But there you go. The skin has made its way all the way up. And I think this one may have fallen off. But that's okay, because she doesn't need it anymore. Now all she needs to do is keep exerting a little bit more pressure until her wing arch gets as big as the pink one that you see right underneath her. And it would really be exciting if the green one at the bottom left would decide to come out right now as well. Because that way you could see both of them. One changing into a cocoon and one leaving the cocoon. that would just be too good to be true. I guess I couldn't be that lucky to have both of them do that at the same time. It certainly would cause a lot of ease on me to have both of them do what I'm making these videos for in the first place, was to show you the process that these butterflies go through. I haven't seen anything like this on the monarch. I have seen some people post videos of monarchs emerging from their chrysalis. That's what they call their cocoon. But I have never seen anybody take any pictures yet. Maybe I just missed it, of what flowers the monarch eats, which I happen to know that they happen to be milkweed. That's one of them. Some of these butterflies eat more than one flower. They may have up to 3 to 5 different species of flowers that they can eat and also hide in, camouflage in. But this particular butterfly seems to only use these flowers. They look like the flowers in every stage. You cannot find these caterpillars on these plants. I found them by accident by just picking the flowers and finding a huge 3-inch caterpillar that appeared to be running up and down, roaming all over. Well, what was happening there was she was ready to make her swing, and I knew nothing of these butterflies at that time. And so I brought her home and put her in the vase with the rest of the flowers that I had. And I watched her do a couple of things. I was confused at the beginning. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what she was going to do next. And then, of course, as the years went by, I continued to grow the flowers and collect the caterpillars and put them in vases. And then I started videoing them. And now I'm trying to explain to you what it took me years to figure out on what they do, when they do it, where they're going to do it, their personalities, and things such as that. While I'm here, I'll just go ahead and point out why you see a piece of tape on one of those branches. That little girl there kept wanting to fling off of the vase of flowers. She must not have felt secure enough to make her cocoon on this particular bouquet. The rest of them did. And in years past, I've had some fling off. So I got to understand their personalities, that if they don't feel secure, they take a hike and they go find another place to make the cocoon, which y'all may have remembered me mentioning that I found one of them already flung off and made a cocoon on a bucket handle. Why she felt more secure there? Maybe it's a territorial thing and there were too many other butterflies already getting ready to cocoon on those branches and they just didn't feel safe. I don't know. But whatever. They just seem to not want, some just do not want to stay on these flowers and they want to go someplace else. There she is, already complete, except she's going to continue to move to exert pressure to get those wingspan puffed up like the pink one below her. But as I was going to say about that branch, the tape, I had to put her in a pickle jar. And that was a little short stick that I cut and wove through a piece of mesh. And then I put the jar lid back on with a little small bouquet of fake flowers to keep her from running out the top of the jar. She kept wanting to make her cocoon on the mesh. Well, if she did that, I was not going to be able to put her back on the bouquet. And she was going to have to stay inside that jar. Well, I didn't know if she would get enough oxygen inside that jar. So I set up that twig through the mesh all the way to the top of the jar. And she made her cocoon on that twig. Then I removed the twig out of the jar and I taped it to a twig on the bouquet. So she ended up on the bouquet anyway. Ha ha ha. I guess I did a trick on her. Anyway, she did well the whole time. There's no problem. She's getting ready to emerge today or tomorrow. I'm hoping it's going to be today. It's overcast today. It's not that warm. They really need the heat from the sun to let them know that it's time to come out. But she's taking her good time. And of course, this is a video that I'm not going to erase because I think you need to see that stage of this little swing girl emerging into a cocoon, because that is one of the processes. And I was also trying to give you a little peek view of the yellow wings inside the cocoon. And there you can see that they are much more yellow than the rest of the cocoon. And let me shine a light on the other one that just came off of her swing and made a little cocoon. Let me see if that shine will show you just how jelly they are. Well, the flashlight doesn't want to stay on. Do you see that? Do you see how wet she is? She's still above the pink one. She's almost getting the same size as the pink one, as you can tell. But do you see how wet she is? She's just a big glob of liquid right now. And that liquid is going to miraculously turn into a living creature. There's another one right above her. You see that one? The flashlight? It's another green one. I have 6 on here total. There's another one. Okay. I've already talked about her. And there's another pink one. No, I take that back there. I'm sorry. They're all green and one pink. And y'all have been looking at the pink one. So, while I'm doing this, let me just go ahead and talk a little bit about the flower field, the flower patch by the pond. It appears that God has placed it within these flowers themselves, within the bushes, to give off a scent. And it's not a pleasant scent at all. A scent to let the butterflies know that these flowers are going down. They're going downhill. They're not going to be making any more flowers anymore. The buds are going to start getting down to almost nothing. There will be nothing for the butterflies or the caterpillars to eat. And that the season's getting ready to change. They smell very much like flowers that you've left in a vase too long. And when I go out there, I can smell the patch. Now, the patch itself is not rotten. And it's not submerged in any kind of water. and it has not been raining and made them damp. It's a scent that's coming out of the dying leaves that are falling on the ground around the plants, evidently. Excuse me. I've been fighting a respiratory infection for several months now, and my voice is hoarse. It's hard for me to talk. Anyway, I don't even sound like myself. But you wouldn't know that if you've never heard me before. But here we are, once again. Every now and then I'll just keep trying to get as close as I can to let you see that she is still trying to puff up those wings. Look, now you can see through her. I'm actually having to practically sabotage